It's actually a reminder to us that we are going to be a celestial being, or we are going to realize Atman. So that depends on us. So one is the God, towards the God realization, another is going to the realization of the self, the Atman. And whatever it may be, it is only one and not two. Ya etam devam ekavritam Veda sa sarvasmai vipashyati yacca pranani yaccana tamidam nigatam saha sa esha eka ekabrid eka eva sarve asmin deva ekabrito bhavanti. To him who knows this God as one, and he oversees all, what breathes and what breathes not, to him goes the supreme power. He is the one alone. In him all deities become one alone. Friends, we were discussing in the last time the Rig Veda. In our last discussion, we have already mentioned that Rig Veda topics are divided into three groups. And the first is deities. Among the three groups, the first is the deity. And we can say the evolution of God, how slowly it is coming. The outstanding natural phenomena in which the then people lived inspired them to express their awe and reverence in the form of worship to God. And they were thinking in this way. First is the sun god, they called is Mitra, and then night, Varuna, sky, Do, the earth, Prithvi, and the fire, Agni. And we all know about the Agni, the fire god. Even today in the modern society, the Hindus, for everything they will be using the fire before the worship and continuously maintaining that tradition. These deities were worshipped with simple rites from the most ancient days, and even the Veda is telling pre-Vedic days. This is not the Veda they found it, but actually pre-Vedic days the people they were thinking in this way. In Rig Veda, we find a wonderful process of sublimation of all those gods, of the pre-Vedic gods. Just now we were chanting from that, and it says that only one is there and all other gods are nothing but his manifestation. Vedic age started contemplating upon the true significance of Do. What is Do? What is Prithvi? And slowly discovered the light of the infinite. In the beginning, the rishis called this experience as Aditi. The root meaning of the Aditi is unbroken, indivisible, infinite. So this is slowly I am trying to tell you from the Rig Veda, basically the Vedic culture. Always the people they talk about, they point out finger towards the Hindus. There are so many gods and goddesses, idolatry, etc., etc. Even the Hindus are not very clear about it. Where from all these gods have come, Why so many gods? Why so many varieties? So if you listen to these, the history, how it is coming down, this is a unique way. Pre-Vedic age, the people started looking at the phenomena, they started to observe the wonderful thing that was happening, so they were giving the name God. So this God was coming down. In the Vedic age, they were assimilating all this and they gave one name, Aditi. Now the Max Muller, in his English translation of the Rig Veda, he mentioned Aditi is in reality the earliest name invented to express the infinite. And then he says, again, in the same quotation he says, I am not quoting him, he is telling that this infinite is not the Brahman of the present day. This is also very interesting. When they talk about the infinite, the unbroken, it's not the Brahman, the conception of Brahman that we are having now that way. The infinite is not Brahman as we express today, but the visible infinite, like the endless expanse beyond the earth, beyond the clouds, beyond the sky. So they were wondering what is there. So that infinite in their conception, which they could somehow perceive, they said Aditi. In other place of Rig Veda, we find very clearly they are pronouncing Aditi is the celestial sphere. Aditi is the intermediary space. Aditi is the father. Aditi is the mother. Aditi is the son. Aditi is all gods. The 5 classes of being. 5 classes of being, you know, the Sweda, Udvija, Andaja, all this. The five classes of being and the created and the cause of creation. So everything is Aditi. So that conception of Aditi came, it's a beautiful, the conception of Aditi is coming to unify. Rig Veda looked upon the universe as 3 planes of existence. There, it is easy for us. When you say all pervading, it is impossible to conceive. It is very, very difficult. But when you are giving some sections, then it becomes easy. We can really understand. Try to understand at least. So there it says, the Rig Veda looked upon the universe as the 3 planes of existence. First is Duloka, the celestial being, celestial sphere. That is the Duloka, Antariksha, in between. That's called intermediary space. And the third is Bhuloka. The Bhu, Bhuva, Swa. Tat Sabitu Varennam. Bhargadevasya Dhimai. As all the Brahmins and now everybody, they are chanting. So that is called, the Bhu is this earth, our earth. Every sphere with one presiding deity. And the first is the Duloka, then Antariksha, and then comes Bhuloka. And that every place, that sphere is having one deity. Celestial sphere, the Duloka, the deity is Savitri or the sun, Surya. And second, intermediary is the Indra or the Vayu, that is flowing all over. So you can understand how they are concentrating. And here, the Bhuloka, terrestrial, this is the Agni, the fire, is the deity. So that is the reason in the Veda all the time we see in the Vedic culture, Agni, the fire, that is very, very important. All the time they are talking about the Agni. But we quoted in our last class, Agni is not the God, final God. Agni is the carrier. Agni, when we are giving the Ahuti, when we are giving the offering, as if it is carrying to the real God. Now comes that interesting, in passes of time, these three gods were multiplied into 33. Not much, only. And then these 33 again multiplied into 3,339. How the number of gods are increasing? How it is increasing? Because the small departments, as if they are giving. First, the whole area is ruled by the Surya, the celestial. But the Surya alone cannot do that, so he needs some other assistants. So other people, other gods, semi-gods, demigods, all this started coming, the conception of the administration. From the administration point of view, the more small places and one person is there responsible, it becomes easy for the Supreme King to contact him and can understand what is happening in your place. So similarly, it was going on increasing. So the Hindu should know that now the number afterwards increased to, now you know, 33 crores. See, so this is the interesting that all Hindus should know. And 33 crores, that was long back. Now all these gods have plus. So naturally, every day one god is added. But there is no problem. Why? But the original conception of one remained. So all that's the one gentleman who was asking the other day, why so many gods? And whom you like most? So I think Shiva, that is your God. Forget about others. You need not to bother about others. But if you go to somebody else, he cannot think of loving Shiva. Oh my God, the Shiva is not. I love Krishna. Let Krishna for him, Rama for somebody else. So why you are thinking that he should also love Shiva like you? Don't force. So that is what is called, Swami Vivekananda said, let each and every individual be a sect, develop his own way of discipline, own God or the own deity, no problem. But let there be no sectarianism. That is very, very important. Now, in the Parliament of Religion, so there is a group of people there. Every year they are having the function. And almost everywhere nowadays going on that dialogue between the different religious faiths. What dialogue? We are thinking about this society, this problem, that problem. We cannot solve. You have to go like this. You have to go to only one place, that is called one eternal being. It is there. Now you are thinking your God is this. No problem. Go. Go along with that. Develop your own morality, personality. But the original conception of one remained, and they said in the Rig Veda, oft quoted, Ekam sad vipra bahudha vadanti. It goes, the truth is one. The sages call it by various names. Now, I am not asking the question. In those days, they started asking question, why? If it is one God, why so many conception of gods? Then the reply they are giving, because at no time are all the members of society at the same cultural level. This is the answer. A different type of people. In the modern day, Sri Ramakrishna is telling, mother knows who likes what type of food. Maybe the fish has come, she is making a fry for one son and curry for another son, or some other process of cooking for another son. According to their taste, he is giving the same fish, distributing the same food in the different process of cooking. Similarly, why the rishis all through they knew that is only one truth is there. Why they made it 33 crores of God and never said don't do that. Why? Because no time are all the members of the society at the same cultural level. This disparity in human society existed in all ages. So how they have understood even during the very infancy of human race. Whenever there will be two, there will be disparity, there will be differences. Sometimes we think if we can speak in the same language, if we eat the same food, if we wear the same type of clothes, if we are having the same religion, we will live very peacefully. Not at all. And history proves it. It is not possible. If there is no one except two brothers, they will fight between themselves. Because the disparity, the differences, it is inherent. So how to live? Now the question in the whole society, or the whole human society, they are now standing just in front of this question. Do we need only one? Again and again, the history, they have tried this. The Hitler tried, and so many people they tried. Only one race should be there and nobody else. Is it possible? It is not. Why? In the nature. Eka aham bahushyamavihi. Who said? The one creator. I am one, I want to be many. He became many. Now you cannot make it only one. It is not possible. Then you have to be more powerful than the creator. So here the Hindus believe that there existed even at the beginning of human society perfected souls and seers of a very high order, and through them the truth, the satya, and the rules of right conduct, dharma, were revealed to man from time to time. From time to time. This is also very important. It's not in one time it comes and then stop. No. Some of the philosophy, they say only this man and then after that no one. Wrong. Because it goes on changing according to the time, according to the conception. The primitive people, they used to think in a different way. When Sri Ramachandra came, he never talked about religion. You read the whole Ramayana, he is never asking you to go and sit in meditation or do this, do that. But next, Krishna, that time people were ready to understand. He is talking about the Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, Tasmad Yogi Bhavarjana. Whenever he is speaking, he is telling this is the best way. You follow. If you think this is the best way for you, continue. And Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna came. He who was Rama, he who was Krishna in this age, in this body, Sri Ramakrishna, what he is telling? All are leading to the same goal. Only calling in different names. That Vedic, that same truth he is telling. Only different names you are calling, but you are but only travel, only go with sincerity. Only intellectual jargonism is not necessary, unnecessary. You are going on discussing, but are you really interested to travel in the path of religion? And now I will come after 70, after retirement. Then why you are talking now? Unnecessary. So here again and again we have to understand the Rig Veda, that way very important. There were as well men of crude understanding and simple belief. For them, conception of different gods and goddesses, discharging different functions, were taught to systematize the human society. And that is why the conception of sin, and that's why the conception of Suvarga, heaven, all these things for some type of people, is not for all. The Veda, which is giving the accounts of 33 crores of gods and goddesses, suddenly proclaiming, now we are entering into the Nasadiya Sukta, and that talks about the creation. And what is that creation? How the creation came? It says, Nasad Asin. No Sad Asin Tadanim. Nasit Rajo na Vyoma Paroyat. Kim Avariva Kuhakasya. Sharmanna Amba Kim Asit Gahanam Gambhiram. This is Rig Veda Sanskrit. So, not like our Gita. Bhagavad Gita is very modern Sanskrit. This is the first beginning, so obviously a little difficult for us. At that time, that means the before creation, there was neither aught, that means the manifested, nor not, unmanifested. Something manifested, something unmanifested. The sweet is in the milk. When you look at the milk, we can say that this is the sweet unmanifested. And it was not even that. In the beginning of the creation, na sad asin, no sad asin tadanim. Tadanim means at that time, before the creation, there was neither sad nor asad. And then, was there anything that covers? Kim Avariva? It is so vast, so big, all pervading. How can you cover it? So the question is, was there anything that could cover? From this conception, goddess Kali. And it says, how it is possible to cover which is all pervading? And that's why the goddess Kali, the Ma Kali, is not having any clothes. So that conception we have to understand. From there, for the ordinary people to understand very easiest way that, and that is called, who lived where? That's a wonderful question. Who lived where? Kuha Kasya. Kuha Kasya. Who lived where? Now we are talking about the family, we are talking about the society, we are talking about religion. But in the beginning, where we were? We do not know. Was there the fathomless abyss of water? Now, that time the water, the ocean, that was something very. So they are giving that example, fathomless ocean. So Sharmanna Amba Kim Asid Gahanam Gaviram. So this is the first sukta of Nasadya. They call it Nasadya Sukta. Nasat, na asat. Again and again in Vedanta, if you are reading, these two will come again and again. Nasat, na asat. Asat means non-existence. Sat means existence. There is no existence, there is no non-existence even. And then it says, na mrittu asid, amritam na tarahi. As because there is no, nothing was there, mrittu means cessation of existence. What is mrittu? What is death? Cessation of existence. So obvious, na mrittu asid, amritam na tarahi, na ratra ahan asin prakitaha. And there was nothing as a day or the night. There is no change even. The Supreme Self, without a stir or breathe, no action or change, there was nothing else but the One. And then, tam asi tamasa gudham prakritam salilam sarvama idam tuchetavya pihitam yad asit tapasas tat mahina jayataikam. Now the beginning is coming. Then there was darkness, enveloped in darkness. All was undifferentiated, engulfed in water. Water means the primal cause. And you see of course, in that pot, we are not keeping the water. But every Hindu temple, if you go, when they are worshipping, they are having a murti, having an idol, but just before that they are keeping a pitcher full of water. What is the symbol of water? This primal cause. There is no shape. It is not having any shape, any name. It is all pervading as if. So obviously that conception, when you are bringing into this, so naturally this type of things come. What existed was enveloped with Maya, unreality. His grandeur was manifested by austerity, will of knowledge. I like to know, I like to make. So this is, and the first thing came, kamastadagne samavartitadhi. What at the creation, the first thing of the creation, what came? Desire. So kamastad agne samavartitadhi manasoreta prathama yadasit sato bandham asati nirabindan hridi pratikshya kabayo manisha. There first appeared desire, the will, in the cosmic mind, and from that first one sprang the seed of creation. Eka aham bahushyamavihi. When they ask the Hindus where from the creation, any philosophy, they only answer three questions: the creator, creation, relation between the created and the creator. That's all. These are the three questions in the every philosophy. If you develop a philosophy, spatial way to realize the divinity, in whatever name you may call it, you have to give the answer, these three answers. And here the Hindus are giving how the creation came, who was the creator, and from where the creation came, what is the source. Now every creation needs two things, one intellectual and another, that is the material cause. So naturally this is the answer. There first appeared desire in the cosmic mind. So who created that cosmic mind? And how? Desiring. What is the desire? Eka aham bahushyamavihi. I am alone, I like to be many. And from that first one sprang the seed of creation. The wise sages realized in their hearts the birth of the real manifested world, from unreal the unmanifested. So this is the whole of creation. Slowly it is going on. So here we were studying the Rig Veda, and the first verse in the Rig Veda, we know they were talking about the gods, and we have seen how the gods are now multiplying, and it came to 33 crore. And after that, unification of the same with one only. So why these two different things? Because according to the psychology or the intellectual capacity of the people, some people understand in this way and some people can understand and can grab. That's why Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is telling that in this Kali Yuga, at this age, devotion is the only path. It's very difficult for people to give time to contemplate for the one. Day and night you have to judge. Discrimination and dispassion is not possible now for the common people. Even for the monks like us who are in the mission, we have a goal to achieve, and that is also Atmana Moksha, at the same time Jagat Hita. It's not only Atmana Moksha, it's not only the liberation of the one's own self, at the same time Jagat Hita. You have to do good to the world. That is the reason constantly different type of work is going on. We cannot simply sit in one place and contemplate and meditate and concentrate and discriminate. It is not possible. So how then Sri Ramakrishna is telling it is not possible to understand this, so it is better to develop the devotion. Why? It's natural. So we can understand the devotion is natural, the love. What is devotion? Love. Love is natural. Each and every one is having that special type of attitude, love. But it may be only distributed among the very near and dear ones. And now if you can go on increasing that love, and that is called spirituality. And here in the creation, systematically, Lord the Creator brought forth the sun, Surya, Chandramasu, Dhata, Yat Puravam, Akalpayat, Divam cha, Prithibim cha, Antariksham, Atho Swaha. And Rigveda, in the 10th chapter, it says the creation. Systematically, Lord the Creator brought forth the sun, the moon, the heaven and the earth, the atmosphere and the days and nights. See, if you read the Bible the same way, all the religions, they are speaking the same way, and they are beginning from here. The God is creating. And the Rigveda started much earlier. There was nothing, not even manifested, not even unmanifested. And what was there, nobody knows. From that conception, slowly, as if a desire came, desire to know. What is that knowledge? That desire made something to move, to quiver. When the movement is coming, the Sattva, Raja, Tama, afterwards in the Vedanta they will explain what is that when we go back to the primal stage without any manifestation. Is nothing but the conception of the same condition of the three gunas, Sattva, Raja and Tama. And when the Sattva, Raja, Tama equilibrium is coming, and there is no creation. The moment the equilibrium is coming, the differences are coming, creation. So here differences have come. How? Desire. We also do the same thing. The humans also, first there is a desire. And the desire slowly takes us to that. But the Bhagavad, our desire are only this type of worldly desires. And that what creates with that? Problem. Binds us. How the desire comes? In the cosmic mind, the desire came automatically, and we say it is grace. But in the human mind, the desire comes sangat sanjayate kama. When we are having some company, when we see something, then the desire comes. When you don't see anything, don't hear anything, don't read anything, there is no desire. So sangat sanjayate kama. Kamat krodha abhijayate. And now, step by step, in the Bhagavad Gita it goes. When we will study that, we will explain that when we are having the company, some first thing is desire. And when the desire comes, then naturally we become active to fulfill that desire. When you become active, all other things starts taking place. If we are not getting that, we are angry. And when we are angry, we lose our all other impressions that I should not behave like this. And when a person is angry, he can do anything. And after doing that, he will be repenting. But that is not the answer. So that's why for us, the first thing, we have to go to the root and stop that desire. When the desire is coming, we have to stop that. So that is the first cause. Why this? What will happen? How we can stop that desire? We have to understand. I think I told you one young girl long back in a suburb in West Bengal. So they are rich people, that only daughter, and she was in love with a boy who was cheating her constantly, going on telling that I am studying medicine, I am in this year, that year, that year. This girl was studying in the university. When she completed at the marriage age, the parents, they told, it's better that you should be. Then she told, I have already a chosen boy you can contact. When they contacted him, they found he is a cheater. He is working only in a very ordinary position, and he is totally uneducated, living in a very poor condition. But all through the 5 or 6 years, he was going on, and a good looking boy, well dressed. From somewhere he used to collect the dress, and then to impress the girl, she used to do that, and all this thing. Now this girl, because of the 5 years, 6 years constant company, it came in her mind. She told, no, whatever it may be, I am going to marry him. So they were in problem, and that moment, unfortunately, I was there, and naturally, then I told her, come, let us discuss about it. It's so nice, it's very good, but before going to marry, you better inform and tell the whole story to a writer, because you will be in great difficulty afterwards. But nobody will know, only you will have to suffer, you have to cry, and someday you will die. But if the writer knows, at least he will make some money writing on you. It's a great sacrifice for love. So then I was giving all this picture, what exactly may happen. The next, I think, few days afterwards, I got the call from the father, Swamiji, you did a miracle, she has changed her mind. So if we know that our desire, where it is taking to me, where I am going to fulfill this desire, and what may be the possible result, will be conscious. That is the first thing. So this way, the desires are there, and the human beings suffer. Why? All the sufferings are nothing but the desire, and sometimes some wrong conception. So no, I won't do this, I won't do that, like this they will be fighting. And because of that, again, that is also another desire. You have to understand what is happening in the modern society, maybe the boy or a girl living in open society, loving each other. No, as a father, I won't allow you. And like that way, they'll be all the time fighting. It's unnecessary. You have to understand what is going to happen. So it is all desire. Friends, we are studying this not only for intellectual thing, the Veda that we are studying and all other scriptures that we will be studying. It's not only for an intellectual thing. You come, I do lecture, and then you go, oh, good thing, all these things. It's nothing like that. We have to utilize this knowledge in our own life. So it says, the systematically Lord is creating, and the unity is coming, and there is a famous stotra is there, Samgacchaddam, Sambadaddam, Sambho Munamsi Janatam, Deva Bhagam Yatha Purve Samjananam Upasate, etc. It goes. We are coming together, Sangachabdam. We speak one another in the same tune. When you are talking, I should listen to it. I should try to understand why you are telling like this. Then I should also speak in the same way. Sangachabdam and Sambadaddam. I'll also speak. Yes, this is also correct. But let me also tell you. So we are coming close, and to each and other, and that way the togetherness coming. And it is possible the togetherness can be only if we know the Creator is one. Again, in the Rig Veda 10th chapter we find the all-knowing Lord created the earth and the sky using His divine powers from His own self. And afterwards we find in the Upanishad, Yatha Urnabhi Srijate Grinnate Cha, Yatha Sataha Purusat Kesha Lomani, etc. It is giving the example. Urnabhi means the spider. It is creating from its own, and then is taking back the whole thing inside. So from there, giving the example, the Lord created out of His own. There was nothing else except Him. So the Lord created the earth, the sun, using His own divine power. How He began and accomplished it is a question which has not been answered yet. The omnipresence God, we are finding that Along with this, they are going on harping again and again, bringing that idea of omnipresence God. And Bishyata Chakshur Uta, Bishyatu Mukha, Bishyatu Bahu, Uta Bishyata Pata. And all this way, Chakshu, everywhere, all that I see is the same. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he was a Vedantin. He realized that God is everything. But when he was suffering the old age, the body will go. How it will go? Naturally, for the human being, a little bit of a different type of diseases it come. So he was ready. Then one person came and told, why don't you go and ask your mother, Divine Mother? Whatever you say, whatever you ask, she is all the time granting. So go and ask for a long life. And like a child, the Sri Ramakrishna went to the Divine Mother and asked for that. Then afterwards came back very agitated and told that person, I am not going to listen to you. Because of you, I had to get all the scolding from my mother, Divine Mother Kali. And he went to tell Ma, and Sri Ramakrishna was very fond of luchi. You know, the Bengali, it's not the puri, it is luchi, very, I cannot explain. Only you have to go to Bengal and eat, then only. And so this luchi and the payasham, so that was, he was very fond of, in the night he used to take. But after this, he could not take it. You know, that was very difficult for him. So he went to mother, at least allow me to take one luchi. Then the mother said to him, this is very important. You are eating through different mouths. All that mouths that you are eating is nothing but you. And you are coming to tell this? So same thing happened with Jesus. For a moment, he forgot that God is creating everything. All the punishment, all the physical pain that he was having is nothing but God's will. He wanted to show this. For you have to sacrifice in a very special way for the betterment of the ordinary people. But because of the physical pain, once he said, oh Lord, why all these things unto me? Why this is happening to me? Then immediately he remembered, oh no, God has already told me this is going to happen. I am only playing. Nothing is going to affect me. So he said, let thy will be done. So that is called when we go and tell it to what wrong that we have done for the whole week and telling it to the Father. No, that is not. You have to constantly think, have I forgotten God and His power and His all-pervasiveness? That is constant. If we have, immediately we have to go and say, please pardon me, forgive me. And here it says the omnipresence, Vishyatat Chakshur Uta, as in the way, the Sanskrit way, they say every eyes, all the eyes that you see is nothing but the God's. The mouth that you see, the hands and the legs and each and every being is nothing but the Supreme Lord has His eyes in every direction. His hands stretch out to reach every place. His feet, His everything reaches everywhere. He is the one who has created the whole universe. He is the one, the only, who rewards and punishes. Now it is coming slowly, rewards and punishment. Along with this, everywhere He is, at the same time, reward and punishment. Why? Because for those people, oh, God is everywhere, no problem. So I am also God. Do you really think that I am God? No problem then. I will do whatever I like. No, you cannot. So that is the reason reward and punishment, these words are coming. For those people who misunderstand, misinterpret and misuse this language, this thing, this knowledge. The God is everywhere doesn't mean that you can do anything. God is within you doesn't mean that you can do anything. So that is, and in a very poetical way, this is the expression he is giving. There's a beautiful story. I think, I don't know whether, you know that stories and all those things are limited. So sometimes it will be repeated. So if you have already heard, don't mind. So one king was there. He used to respect one sannyasi in his court. The sannyasi, the monk, never worked. Right from the morning, he used to sit in one place reading books, but the best plate, all the dishes, first it will come to him, and after he is eating only, everybody will get. The young son of the king used to say, when I will become king, the first thing that I will do to drive out this man. He is not doing anything. Everyone is working, but this man is doing nothing. And so it was, no, I am mistaken. That is the minister. Minister is to come and report to the king. Whenever the king is to ask, this is the story. When he used to ask, what is the report? Then the minister used to say, by the grace of God, everything is going on well. This is a young new prince. He used to think, my father is doing it, but he never praises my father. This man is getting fabulous salary, but he never talks about my father, praises my father, gives credit to my father, and constantly talking about God. When I become the king, the first thing I will do to drive him out. He became the king, and he told the minister, what is the news? Minister, the old man, in his own way, he said, everything is well by the grace of God. Then he said, show me the God. Where is God? All through my life I have seen you are telling about the God is there, and tell me, where is God? If you cannot, then I will banish you. And tell me which side God is seeing. Where? I don't see him. Is God looking at me? Which direction God is looking? And third, what is the power of God? What can he do? So these three questions you must answer within 7 days. Come back, go and think and come back. If you cannot, go away from there. I don't like to see your face. The minister came and he knew he cannot never answer or prove it. Show me the God, how it is possible to show God. So the poor man, he left the food, and naturally it was difficult for him to sleep. And his attendant, a young man, very intelligent, he noticed it. He used to love that man very much. Sir, what happened to you? Oh, you won't be able to. No, tell me, at least something you tell me, and then let me see what I can help, what way. Then what to do? So the minister told him these three questions and told it is impossible to prove the king. Where is God? How can I? Then he said, you won't be able to, because you are thinking in a different level. I will be able to do it. He said, do you think? Yes, leave it on me. Anyway, if you are banished from here, if you go away, my job is over. So obviously, let me try another way, if possible, to save you. If not, what else? They will also drive me out from this place. I will also go along with you. So let me try. He went to the king with the permission of the minister and said, sir, I have come after taking all the permission of the minister to give you the answer. You can imagine, the king became very angry. Do you think you are going to give the answer? So, yes, he said. It's very simple, I will give the answer. You think it is simple? You are going to give the answer? Oh, well, the condition is, for the minister I told to vanish from here, for you, I will cut your head if you cannot give the proper answer. Think twice. No, I am ready with the answer. Only thing, I also have some condition. What is that condition? So this is spiritual question. So obviously, when you are asking a question, a spiritual question, you should be humble. Maybe you are king, but you should be in a lower position, and with the folded hands, you should ask with a great humbleness to the. And I am going to give the spiritual answer. So I am your guru now. So obviously, my seat will be in a higher position. So please arrange a higher seat than yours. There was no, and king was very eager to get, okay, come and sit in my chair. I am going down over there. Okay, if you wish so. So the servant came and sat on the throne, and that poor man never sat, so he was sitting like this, and different postures he was sitting on the throne and enjoying the sitting on the throne. And the king stood over there before everyone with a folded hand. He asked these three questions. Then he said, please bring a bucket full of water and a packet of salt. They brought, mixed the salt in the water. They mixed it. Then he asked the king, please tell me, where is the salt? The king said, in the water. Okay, you show me the salt from the down, from the top, from the north, from the east, from any place you like. You just bring out the salt. It is not possible. It is already there in the, you have to taste it. Then only you will realize that salt is everywhere, right? Then he said, this is the answer to your question. God is everywhere. But you have to understand this through spiritual practices. You have to purify your mind. You have to remove all the thoughts from your mind. You have to make your mind totally still. Then only you will realize God is there within you and in everywhere. The first answer, everybody clapped, so king was little, okay. For the second answer, which direction God is looking? Bring a lamp and close all the doors and windows. They closed the doors and windows, it was dark. Then the lamp brought, it was lighted. Then immediately everywhere it was lighted. Similarly, when the God is looking, he is looking all directions together. You cannot think that God is looking to the right, to the left, or up or down. At the same time, he can see everything because he is omnipresence. All things are under him. And the third question, what God can do? Well, this question I will answer. I won't. I think the minister should give the last answer because to respect yours. Please call the minister. And the people went to call the minister. Minister came. The old man, he was thinking, my God, I was at least going out of the kingdom. Now because of this fool, I am going to lose my head. With great anxiety he came, and when he was entering into the court, he saw his servant is sitting on the throne with the two legs over there, and immediately he collapsed. Oh my God, what the fool is doing. Now the king is so angry, going to kill him and kill me too. So he collapsed and sat on the chair kept for the guard, the door guard. So he sat on that. Then this man told, see, God can do so many things. The minister is so intelligent and well known, well versed in everything. He is sitting on the chair of a guard. You are the king of this country. You are standing over there with folded hands. I am a mere servant sitting on the throne. God can do anything. So this is the answer what God can do. God is all powerful. God is omnipotent. God is omnipresent. But how to realize that? Then he is telling, not the servant, but the rishi, that you have to prepare yourself. And how to prepare? This is also very important. Going on constantly taking the name of God is the easiest process. Going on taking the name of God is the easiest process. And we do not believe taking the name of God, what is going to happen? It is going to remove all the darts from our mind. What is the darts? The desires. And all worldly thoughts, all anxieties, all cravings, all sorrows, everything slowly will be removed if we go on taking the name of God. And Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is giving when your mind is disturbed, clap your hands and just sing the name of God. When your mind is totally disturbed, you must do this. So that is here they say the omnipresence of God, and nicely it's explaining Hamsad, Shuchisad, Basurantarikshad, Hota, Vedi, Sadatiti, Durunasat, Nrishad, Barasat, Ritasat, Voja, Abja, Goja, Ritaja, Adrija, Ritam, Brihat. This is the Rig Veda, the 4th chapter. He is giving the all glorious Lord in the all clouds, in the sky, in the heaven, and everywhere else. In the Kali Kirtan also we find the God is, Mother Goddess is everywhere. And that is the conception of the Hinduism. Only one God. Yona Pita, Janita, yo vidhata dhamani veda bhuvanani vishva yo devanam namadha eka eva tam samprasnam bhuvana yatanya. May people ask who God is. He is our parent, our ruler. He is our preserver. He knows everything and everyone. All the deities are Him, the one and only. Yet human beings keep asking, who is He? So, now finally they say the divinity of man. The Swami Vivekananda is calling it the divinity on earth, the human being. And he was speaking over here in 1894-95, all around America he was going. The conception was very strong that we are sinners. And that situation, Vivekananda is giving the call. Who calls you sinner? It is a sin to call a man so. Can you imagine the power? All alone. Nobody is supporting him. But he is telling the truth. And that's why Vivekananda courageously said, Natvam vidatha na ima jananad yishmakam antaram babhuva. O men, you do not know the Supreme Lord who has created all the stars and planets and all the living beings. You yourself have within you the divine element. Ignorant persons remain satisfied with acquiring their physical needs and with chanting the mantras without understanding what they represent. These men are unable to reach the divine within. And Swami Vivekananda translating, each soul is potentially divine. The goal is to manifest the divinity within by controlling nature, external and internal. Do this either by philosophy or by work or by meditation or by service, either by one or with all, and be free. That freedom is the first condition. Freedom, freedom, freedom. Freedom is the song of the soul. So this is from here only. It is not he was just telling. He read and he was very much well versed in the Vedas. And basing on the truth that the rishis realized and he himself realized, then he was telling that. Once he went to beg in a Himalayan region, and Kakri Ghat, that is in place of now Uttarakhand. So he was going there, suddenly he felt the urge for meditation. Then he told his brother monk, can you please go and bake some food for me? I am not going to the village. I like to sit and meditate. He told, okay. So he bathed in the river, sat under a banyan tree, and he meditated. When the brother monk came back, called him, we have got a lot of food. He forgot about food and told, you know, I have solved my life's problem today. So, microcosm and macrocosm. Whatever is there in this whole universe, everything is there within me. I am he, I am he, I am he. So, whole Upanishad teaches us this. Friends, in the next classes, we will read about this, and that is why in the Rig Veda we find Mrityunjaya mantra. Trambakam yajamahe sugandhim pushtivardhanam urvarukam iva bandhanat mrittur makshiya mamritat. So wonderful this Mrityunjaya mantra. So that teaches us we are divine, we are divine, we are divine. All the little problems that are coming, is all on the surface. Just forget it, push it aside, and all the mind, the soul, our energy, the power should be engaged to bring out that truth that we are divine. Let us chant this, and then afterwards, for 5-10 minutes, a question answer, and then we will conclude. Ya etam devam ekavritam veda sa sarvasmai vipashyati yaccha pranani yacchana tamidam nigatam saha sa esha eka ekabrid eka eva sarve asmin deva ekabrito bhavanti. Again and again he is talking about the one, one and one. What is that one? Is it a human being or any other things? Now in this sloka they say the small, have you got this one, the small one? Or you can just repeat after me. Naham manushyo nacha deva yakshaha na brahmana kshatriya vaishya shudraha na brahmachari na grihi vanastava bhikshurna cha aham nija bodha sarupaha. This nijo bodha sarupa, that we have to realize. So we are concluding today the glimpses of the Rig Veda, and in the next class again another Veda will take up, either Yajur Veda, then Sama Veda, and then finally Atharva Veda. Now if you have any question, please ask. Yeah.
In our family, when we go to some kind of religious ritual, where they ask, what is our Gotru and what is our day? So what is the connection, like our day, we mean the Shama day? How is that connection?
Actually, this Gotra is a relation of a rishi. Long back, you cannot remember, some of the predecessors, some from your family, the lineage coming down, he went to a rishi's school. And from there is Gotra. So Maudgalla, they say some people. They say one rishi. So all the students that they used to come, they used to learn the tradition, so they became a Gotra. Gotra means connected with that particular rishi and his teaching. And the Veda, in that particular school, they used to teach a kind of Veda. So even today, when you go, the priest is asking, he also don't know why he is asking, but still that is the tradition coming down. Yeah. Oh, the desirelessness. So when you are desiring to do good for the other people without expecting any name, fame or any return out of that, that cannot be considered as a desire. That is called as yajna. We will discuss about the yajna, that part. The yajna means anything that is doing and performing for the benefit of others. That is called yajna. So annadana, vastradana, so many other danas are there. But when we are doing that without expecting any return, that's called yajna. It's not a desire. So we are here, we have left our own hearth and home, our mother, father, family, everything, with a desire. What is that? To realize God. That's also a desire. No, that cannot be considered as a desire. So desire is only to fulfill my own personal interest. That is the thing. Yes. Mm.
As an example, there's a story about a cat, and she said, I'm also in this cat.
Mhm.
And my question is my Sarada also in this lady?
Of course, she is also there, but when we read in the Chandi, the question is one lady we know as a couple, they went and they killed so many people, and the wrong conception of religion, and I do not know why they did, but whatever it may be, the question that the gentleman is asking whether the Ma Sarada is still there within that lady or not, still there. Krodha rupena samastita, kama rupena samastita, in the Chandi that we read, all these things are also there, but at the same time, in the Chandi, in the Bhagavad Gita, they are telling, you should not take all these things. I am there in the bad, all those bad things. I am there in the good too. You better take up the good things, not the bad. Now, unfortunately, this lady, without knowing that divinity, she was out of her own conception, she was thinking she is trying to do good for her own faith. She killed some innocent people. But actually, from the Vedantic point of view, those who are killed and the one who is killing are the same. But without knowing that, they are potentially same, but they do not know that. That's why they say, even in the tiger, in the lions, same Narayana is there. The God is there, unmanifested. He doesn't know. So you should, from distance, behave properly so that the lion cannot kill you, attack you. But we always think it is also there, that particle, the God is there. And someday, slowly, and the evolution theory, he will become a perfect human being and will come under a perfect guidance, and then only the perfectness will come into that being too. Yeah, you were asking.
Yeah, I think my question is related to anger. You just said that anger destroys everything. I agree. It will destroy everything. But what happens if somebody purposely makes you angry and they know your weakness, that this person is going to be angry, so let me talk about it. And that person is quiet like ice. So how to deal with it in that situation?
That is true. and suppose this type of things are happening, you are angry for some reason. It is obvious. It is natural, anger. When you are angry, only thing that you have to keep in mind, I am not going to harm anybody. Is the showing the anger. The father sometimes he will be looking at the child in such a way, at least as if he is going to burn the child. But actually it is not. He loves the child so much, but the child is making some problem. To stop him from there, to rectify his own child, he shows his anger, but not actually going to do any harm. So that is the reason, again and again, this is all related with spiritual development, mind it. It is all related with spiritual development. So if you are developing spirituality, you have to have this. Suppose you are in in a police department, you are there, and obviously in some places you have to show your anger. Maybe you have to shoot, but that time mentally you know that I am not going to harm anybody, I am just performing my duty. It's not anything personal. For your personal life, when you are doing, you think, no, I am doing it for his betterment. I am shouting, I am rebuking, scolding for the betterment of my child or whatever, whoever. But no, I am not going to do any harm. So that is the main thing. But for the monks, that is also not allowed. Even that also not allowed for the monks. But sometimes we break that. What to do? Sometimes they remind us and then we try. Yeah.
So I have a follow-up question on the
Yeah, the moment you are thinking that you want to be happy, it is a desire, and you should be ready to be unhappy too. Because with the happiness comes unhappiness, the light and the darkness. These are all subverse and obverse of the spirit. But don't think in this way. This is the misunderstanding of the spiritual teaching. Again and again I am telling that when you are trying to develop 100% spiritual life, then as we are telling, no desire. But when you are in the world, of course you have to show your ability to enjoy everything. I am a student and I am learning and I am going to be a good man, somebody in the society. Of course you should do. But keep in your mind, a time will come, then you will say, enough is enough. Now you just wash your hand and then turn towards God. Nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. And when you are asking for the joy, and naturally sometimes, God forbid, unhappiness will also coming. When you are asking for the happiness, sometimes unhappiness comes. So that also you are ready to bear, no problem. So do not try to imitate the spiritual people. We are supposed to behave in this way because we have given everything up for this only. 100% our mind should be like this. But in the household, you must. When somebody is coming to do some harm to you, do you think, oh no, I am not going to? No, no, no. You have to stand up and fight. That's why in the Bhagavad Gita, the whole Gita, Sri Krishna is going on telling Arjuna why. He's saying, you have to perform your sadharma. Your sadharma is to protect. So you must have to. We must have to protect your wife, the children, the family, and to give them better life. You must have to earn. For that you have to work. So do not mix up this. But within the mind, you must keep in mind that this is temporary. Someday, all this will go. And if you are not even keeping in mind, nature will teach you afterwards. When you are gray here, then that is okay. So don't mix up. This is the problem all the time in all the religion. When we talk about the highest spirituality. And it is not meant for each and everyone. It is only meant for those who are ready for that. That is the thing. Because sometimes if someone is going, I saw one young lady preparing for a marathon. In the Chicago, the marathon, she is preparing. Every day she is doing lot of exercise, particularly making her legs strong so that she can run. And seeing her getting inspired, if I also do, what's wrong thing? I won't be able to do that. And I am not going to join in that. So it is not, I used to encourage her, oh, it's good. So we wish you success like that. So she used to practice. Of course, afterwards, when we inquired, he told maybe 400, after 400 people I reached. So it's okay. At least he reached. So that way it is there always. So two things we should not make together. After seeing us or a religious man, if you think that I am going to follow him, the follow in what manner? 100% giving up everything and follow, as Jesus said to the John and all, burn the boat and come to me. That is different. If not, only how I can make my mind and morally happy. Okay? Okay then? Om Shanti, 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 Hari Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.